been talking about, guys? The play. What's the play about? The three trees. Is it about Jesus? Is it about his story? Whose point of view is it from? Trees, right? The tree that got turned into the boat, and what else? The what? You got it? Like the manger kind of thing, the trough, and what else? I already said the cross. The treasure. Which is, okay, you got it. So they've been talking about the Christmas story through different perspectives. Today we're going to take a different perspective. We're going to send some people act out the original Christmas story. Maybe some adults will get in on that, and it'll be lots of great goodness. I'm going to read you the story in a little bit. I'm not going to tell you who it's from, but it's the first encounter. This thing, person, or whatever was there, and it's got a different take on the story. Are you guys excited? Yeah. I have never heard it before until this week, and I am super excited. Pastor Richard was on his way this morning. He was sick last night. Ariana's a little bit sick too. Tyler's sick. So he got it. He's sick. He texted me and he said, do you mind just doing an impact takeover? I was like, no, that would be great, because guess what? We're going back to Little. Everybody say, back to Little. I am calling White Horse Road this week. We wanted to get in before Christmas break. I don't think we're going to make it, so we're going to aim for January. We want to go and just love on these kids. Some of you guys haven't got to experience that yet. Some of you guys have, and we need it. We need to go love on some kids. We also have a foster home up in Pickens. Well, it's like a children's home. We've gone up there with a couple of you guys. They want us to come back. And that, by far, was the best thing I've ever done in my life. You go up there, these kids are literally a boys' home and a girls' home, and they all come together in the church, and we hang out and play. And they tell us their stories, and you try not to cry about it, and you just love on them, play with them, give them some toys, and you make a friendship that lasts forever. The first thing we're going to do, though, is the epic, biggest game of Four Corners ever. But I do have some rules. I know, right? I hate giving rules. All right, Trey, what we decide are the corners?
That can be corner 1. That door can be 2. That's exit signs 3, and then this corner back here can be 4.
All right, the only thing is you cannot run between the chairs because we don't want you to get hurt, and you can't run past me up here because I don't want the equipment to hurt you. Okay? So I need a volunteer. Oh, Ava, what have I told you about volunteering? At least you learned a life lesson. Come on up, pretty lady. All right, does everybody know how to play Four Corners? Yeah. Adults, you're in on it, just so you know. If you don't, you'll have to come up here and sing your ABCs for me. That's how we roll. All right, you go to a corner. Ava's not going to cheat. We all know the Stewart family and how they play games. She's not going to cheat. She's going to close her eyes. You're going to play some music. Music stops. Bam. You're in a corner, wherever you're closest to. Ava's going to pick a number. If you're in that corner, you got to sit down. Mr. Joey, can you hold up that green stuff over there?
What, this?
Yeah. We're going to make it rain. Everybody say, make it rain. The winner of Four Corners gets a little bit of rain. Not a whole lot, because it's got to go around the whole service, okay? All right, are you ready? Do we remember our corner numbers?
No.
Okay, Trey, one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, you. One.
That's 1 back there.
That's 1.
This is 2.
That's 3. This is 4.
That corner's 4.
Look, Jason's getting his running shoes on. Go ahead, get the bottoms ready. Micah, are you ready? Liz, put the cake down. Let's go. Come
Yeah,
on.
Mom, put the cake down.
Mr. Joe, hit it.
Yeah, put that cake down.
Sandwich, cake. Go, go, go. Walk, walk. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Up, freeze, closest corner you're at. Go. Oh, that's you. Speak. Corner number 3.
See you later.
Oh, I'm all right, are you ready? Go! Go, 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 go!
Christian youth, never stand with us. Living a driven, giving a vision, fulfilling the commission he handed us. London to Los Angeles, the rap evangelist, my lady wouldn't abandon us.
I just figured out our next game too. Number 4.
Yes.
Whoa. All right. Let's go. You have the adults do a lip sync battle. Right?
Running between the chairs, young man.
Corner number 4. Oh, we got the adults. Let's go.
My left is free.
That dollar. You can't spend a dollar in one place either, unless it's McDonald's. That's okay. Corner number 1. I'm really glad that Jesse won because his wife helped me out by giving me the dollar bill. Give them all of it? That's so sweet. Jackson wants you to take it all. All right. Would you rather? Who has ever done would you rather? I don't know if the adults know how. Can you explain a would you rather question? You want to explain it? What does it mean?
No, she wants to triple dare.
Would you rather do this or would you rather do that? Right? And they're both really weird. So would you rather build a snowman out of cotton balls or 50,000 teeny tiny marshmallows? Cotton balls. Raise your hand for cotton balls. Raise your hand for teeny tiny marshmallows. Okay.
You can't eat the marshmallows, Mike.
Would you rather wake up to eat the fish that you found in your bathtub or in your kitchen sink? Bathtub? What do you think? You choose what? Nothing? You don't like fish? Okay. Y'all know I gotta throw some jokes in there before we get really deep in. Okay, what's the first thing an elf learns at school? Don't you dare say it. Who said that? The alphabet. Only my child. Okay? Listen, y'all don't boo my brother. That's not even right. All right. What kind of money do elves use? I'm not having to stop. Elf money? Jingle bills. Y'all are welcome. Y'all are completely welcome. Thank you. All right, Mr. Joey has a memory verse for us. Let's see. Tristan, what is a memory verse?
A memory verse is something that in the Bible disappeared. All of the memory verses are verses from the Bible that help you read the Bible together, or just to help you memorize.
That was perfect. I teach the kids in the room that memory verses are like piecing the Bible together. Because what if one day we woke up and all the printed versions are gone? What's going to happen? But if we put in your brain from birth until the end of time and you learn a memory verse, you can walk up to a stranger and recite any part of the Bible because you remembered little pieces at a time. There's a movie out, I forgot what it was called. Book of Eli, that's what it was about. Kids do not go home and watch the Book of Eli. Alright, what is our memory verse?
Alright, the memory verse is Isaiah 9:6. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given.
What in the world does that mean? Amy, you got any ideas? You're usually really good at this part. No, I'll come back to you.
You ever read it again?
Yeah.
Alright, Isaiah 9:6 says, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given.
Naomi, what you think?
What I think that means is when Mary and Joseph got married, they would have a baby, and I think it was Jesus,
Okay.
and that he would be our king forever.
Love it. Anybody else have anything to add to it? Teenagers, you got a big lesson coming up. I'd pipe in if I were y'all before I pipe on you, okay? So, whose son is it, Naomi? Is he my son? Did I have him? No.
Mary and Joseph.
Mary and read part of it, they're gonna read it back.
Okay.
And then we're gonna show the adults how else we do it.
All right, ready? Isaiah 9:6.
Isaiah 9:6.
For to us a child is born.
For to us a child is born.
To us a son is given.
To us a son is given. First way we repeat it back, we go underwater. Are we ready? Get it out. Get it out. You got it. Get it out. All right, go ahead. Read it to us again.
Isaiah 9:6.
Isaiah 9:6.
For to us a child is born.
For to us a child is born.
To us a son is given.
To us a son is given. Not bad, scuba divers. One more country. Here we go.
Isaiah 9:6.
Isaiah 9:6.
For to us a child is born.
For to us a child is born.
To us a son is given.
To us a son is given. Amen. Amen. All right, so I'm going to read the story now. You need to listen carefully, pay attention, and then we're going to have some adults act out from another point of view. But I need you to tell me who we're listening to here. All right, are you ready? Pretend it's story time, the Christmas lights are on, the fireplace is going, and we're just chilling. Here we go. My young caretaker came into the barn, more nervous than usual this morning. He didn't attach me to the cart and carried wood. Instead, he placed a few blankets on my back, straightened out the wrinkles. A petite young woman walked over, fed me a carrot, while I munched happily. The man strung a few bags under my belly. Then he surprised me by lifting the young woman to sit on my back. He patted my head and said something I didn't understand, but I could tell by the way he motioned to the woman I was carrying that he wanted me to be careful. She must be important. He led me out of Galilee, through the hills towards Nazareth. Sometimes he walked beside me, holding the woman's hand when the path was easy. We made many stops along this hard trek. The young woman I carried was kind to me. She rubbed my ears and patted my neck, especially when I had to trudge up the steep hills, not knowing I had traveled more slowly so I didn't throw her off my back. Can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure she was getting heavier by the day. We arrived at the small town of Bethlehem one night. It was dark, and the young man led me from house to house. Light poured out of a few open doors, but then they closed soon after a brief exchange of words. I don't know why they wouldn't let us in. The young woman sighed. She was exhausted and wove her cold fingers into my mane to keep warm. Finally, the man led me to a stable. Instead of leaving me there to eat and rest for the other animals, he lifted the young woman off my back and placed her in a soft pile of hay. She patted her large stomach and smiled endearingly, stroking the worry lines from the man's forehead with a gentle hand. Later that night, the young woman's cries awoke me, and I tried to stand in my fetal alarm, but the young man rushed over to calm me down, and then he returned to the young woman. Hours later, I witnessed a miracle. The woman's crying was replaced by a baby's whimper. She'd given birth in a stable of all the places. It didn't make sense. The baby was beautiful, and his mother wrapped him in a blanket and placed him in the food trough by my head. I didn't mind. It was weird. My food was in there, but I didn't mind. I listened to his soft breathing as he slept, his tiny face aglow in the light of a new star that shone through the stable window. I don't know how they found us, but many shepherds and rich men on camels arrived to see the baby. They knelt before him with such joy on their faces and left gift with his parents. Maybe he will be a king someday. Whoever he was adored by all. Now this is years later. I'm carrying the baby again, now a young man, into the holy city of Jerusalem. Turns out he was a king. Crowds are placing palm fronds on the ground in front of me to walk upon. They cry, Hosanna, worshiping him. I am honored to bear him upon my back once again, truly realizing how important he had become. Who was telling that story?
A goat?
A goat? Anybody else? Else? A donkey? Donkey? What'd you say? Donkey? It was a donkey.
From the movie Star.
It is in the movie Star. A donkey. And the donkey has the strength of a horse, and it is as big as a horse. It's not like these little donkeys you see around here. We saw one when we went to the Ark. and his back was probably about up to here. His head came about up to here. So it was a strong animal. But he knew, even the donkey knew, that this was a special thing that was going on. And throughout our Christmas season, we're going to talk about how the tree that the cross was made of, the tree that the manger, which was a food trough, was made of, where they come from and their perspective on it. And we're going to show everybody that in our Christmas play. I thought it was pretty cool to see it from an animal's point of view. I never would have thought about doing that. Pretty cool that an animal even knew that that baby was going to be special one day, right? All right, are you ready to see the Christmas story through the Bible's point of view, with the help from some adults? Yes? We got to get woke up, guys. Come on. Woo! I need someone to play Mary. Don't everybody volunteer at once.
I'll be Mary.
Courtney,
Yes.
you be a good Mary.
I
I need you guys to watch the adults and make sure they stay in line. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Courtney, come on up. I need a Joseph. Oh, Jesse. Okay, come on. I need a donkey. I need a Austin. Come on. We're gonna break Austin into this little fat stuff. I got Mary. I need an angel. I need an angel. Mike, you're a good angel. Come on up.
Yeah, we're talking archangel now.
You know how we always do a Christmas play in front of them? Well, it's their turn to do their play in front of us. All right, let me make sure I got everybody. Jack. Go to Jack. Girls, donkeys. Okay, I need shepherds. Pick my mom back in the back. Miss Amanda, you can be shepherds. Just hold up 2 hands like you got some with you. Shake it like that. There you go. You might have to play double wise men also. So I mean, just put on all of them. All right, adults. As I read the story, I want you to act out. Remember who you are, where you're going, what's going on. And apparently we had Diet Pepsi back in the. Woo woo! All right, Mary. Angel, you're up first with Mary.
Okay. Kind of like float in.
Yeah. Long ago, an angel told Mary she would have a baby named Jesus. Mary and her husband Joseph were very happy. They had a lot to get ready before the baby.
Do I still float?
But first, after they got their house ready and everything packed up, they had to take a long trip to Bethlehem. Mary rode a donkey. Joseph walked along next to them. When they got to Bethlehem, many people were there. Everybody say hello to Bethlehem. Donkey can go to the trough. Mary and Joseph were very tired, but there was no place for them to stay. They slept on a bed of hay in a stable with cows and donkeys. That night, Mary had a baby. The baby's name was Jesus. Angels and shepherds came to see Mary and Joseph. And they said, Jesus is born! Jesus is born! Wise men followed a star to the stable and to baby Jesus. They all brought baby Jesus presents because they loved him. All right, give them a round of applause, guys. They did pretty good for their first time. We'll give them that. All right, you know how we roll. It's time for a game. come and interact with you. But you have to be exact on your guessing. You want to come see what you are? I figured Chloe would be pretty good to start this one off. This is a good one. This is a real good one. All right, no pressure. Don't fail though. That made me look really bad. All right, you got it. This might be a Christmas song. Might be a Christmas song. You have to wait till she does something. Mama kissed him 7 o'clock. Mommy kissed him. Don't wait. You're up. Talk about it. Alright, get in the middle. This is not a song. This is an act of Christmas. Ready? Go. No, not my name. No. So go back. Go back. Breaking my heart. Fine. Liz, you're up. Come on.
Make it a hard one.
Yeah.
The adults can participate too.
Edit that out. All right, here we go. You can talk. You can say whatever you mean. Just don't say what it is.
Is it a song?
No. On Christmas night, the reindeer go across the roof, and then what happens after that? Yep. Santa going down the chimney. Wow. Wow. See, I envisioned someone like hitting an elevator button going. But you know, to each his own, to each his own. Are you guys ready to embarrass some adults? I need the rap song, and I need 3 adults. You guys ready to They said we need Big Papa Rudy up here. Alright, I'll do it then. We got Sprout. I'll take center stage because that's what I want. Alright, today's up is called Lip Sync Battle. So we are a rap group, and we gotta get our concert people up on their feet by our mad dope skills. Are you ready? Start from the beginning. Everybody turn around. We gotta be like beginning. Ready?
We don't have to use this page if you don't want to.
Some money, what?
Y'all ready?
Let's go. What you like, man? We gon' die. Come on, I'm thinking that we gon' be in the sky. While I'm here living, I gotta ask why. What I'm a hit for, I gotta think about. Where's my life? No, I gotta make it count. The country's real, the one I'm about to go back. Everything 12, 15, now 20, when you really gotta go and check it out. All said, constant grace of God. We wasted our lives without a plan. And all that stuff around Jesus, we ain't the lives. God, I'm gonna get a whole lot. What's more than anything in the shop? Pretty women sitting in the living in the video, many women in the shoe rock. It ain't no lie. We created for. Out of the dust, we made this for. Unless I said he saved us for. Jesus comes and he breaks us for. Magnify the power of our Lord.
I appreciate your love and kindness for participating. You did awesome. Alright. I know it's hard to get up and get crazy on a Sunday morning. These kiddos do it every single week and they make my heart happy. They make me want to go home and scream and say, I love Jesus all the time because I see the way they grow through him every week. Another thing that we do in our room is we always do prayer requests. The power of prayer is unimaginably strong. And if we have more than one person remember that same thing, is it stronger or weaker? Stronger. And they're not afraid to tell me. It's like we have a therapy session every Sunday. We all sit in a circle, we get our snack on, and we talk about what's going on in our lives. Yeah, I got snacks in the other room, but I didn't bring enough for the adults, so I can't tell. A marshmallow. So if we have any prayer requests for this week, please don't be afraid to say it in front of the adults. Does anybody have any? I always have one, and it's always for you guys. For you to be the light in a dark place, because I know school is so stinking hard because I work there now, and those kids can be so outrageous because they don't get any love at home, and the only place they can get that love is at school. There's a bunch of foster kids that I work with. I'm in special needs right now, and the love that they need is beyond measure, and I love doing it, and I love working with them. They stress me out. It's hard. But God has put me there, and he's the only person that's going to make me leave it. Bella, who you got this week? Ariana, Kyler, Richard.
I did the same thing. Me too.
Same thing?
Me too. Yeah.
In school? Jackson, who you got, bud? Teacher? Who you got, bud? Anybody over here? Jaden? Bye. Anybody? Joseph? Henny, who you got?
Everyone.
No? No? Anybody over here? Naomi? You got anybody?
My mom, dad, Taylor, Josh, Justin, Bert, everybody else.
Sophia? Izzy? You got anybody?
Same thing as Bella.
Leah? Same thing as Bella. Any adults want to add anything to our list for the week? What you got? Oh, Liz does?
I want to pray for all the homeless people out there, that they're able to find shelter and warm food. Everyone places to stay now that it's starting to get cold.
Anybody else? What we do is, I know these kids can't go home and remember every single thing that we said. That's just not a feasible thing. But they can remind God, hey, I was in that room, there was a lot of things that I need you to love on and shine your light through. Can you please help? And that's the prayer that I have them focus on every week. And Joey and I take this list home and we pray about it all week long. Our kiddos get in on it and just hope and pray that the light shines through the places. He's not always going to do what you want, right? It's not always going to be a microwave where it's going to happen like that. It's not going to be the door that you wanted to go through all the time, but it's going to be the door that he wants you to go through. You want to do our prayer? Come on. We close our eyes, bow our heads, open our hearts and our ears.
Lord God, thank you for today, and thank you for everything you've done for us, and thank you for this church we get to go to and spend time with each other. Thank you for letting us learn about you, and pray for all these wonderful prayer requests, and pray that everybody has a great week. It's in your name we pray, amen.
Amen. These kiddos are not ashamed of their God. They're not ashamed to talk about Him outside. They're not ashamed to come in and ask for prayers. And I love each and every one of you, and I am thankful for all the adults that bring them every Sunday. I know it's cold, I know it's early. I hope you all have an amazing day and have a great Sunday, and Richard will be back next Sunday. Thank you all.